Yeah, today we're at Fagans Museum. It's a living history museum, so they've got Welsh houses, old houses which have been transported here, and they've also got loads of history and a small museum and gardens and things like that. So it's a really good day out. So we're going to show you around it today, show you some of the houses, and it's just opening, so we're just going to go in. Social distancing still applies here, so you've got to keep one Welsh oak dresser apart at all times, which is quite fun. It's a good way of explaining it. It's a great place to come for a picnic. They have, like I said earlier on, old houses, and they have picnic areas. It's just, well, it's pretty much about 2 miles outside of central Cardiff, or 4 miles outside of central Cardiff, somewhere along those lines. They have loads of stuff for the kids, loads of stuff for the adults. It's one of those great places where they have kind of everything, and they also have a cool play area for the kids, like this one, and the coolest slides ever.
There's a climbing wall.
It's a climbing wall. Do you want to go on it? And they have cool swings here which swing into each other, which are brilliant. Do you want to go on the climbing wall?
Everyone can't go on the climbing wall.
That's a really good climbing wall. They have a little shop here, and everyone loves a little shop. That's on the exit, and they sell little Welsh knickknacks and things like that, you know, the key rings, fridge magnets, all the usual accoutrements they have in these places, and they have they sell things like tea towels, things like that, which are always fun. Everyone loves a tea towel as well. So we're going to have a play on the park, then we're going to have a walk around, look at some of the old houses, and I'll get you some video of some of the houses which are dotted around the place.
This is the core mill. And look, there's a little tyre.
Yeah, well that's what they use to grind the grain to make the bread. So you go into the house now. They are very dark in here, so if it does go a bit dark, apologies. They've got a water wheel down by here, so let's have a look at that. Oh, I think that's around the back of the house down there.
It looks like it's a horse thing.
Nope. Come on in.
Oh, let's go in and have a look. Let's go, Marth.
Mask.
Mask.
Good girl.
Cheers, thank you.
A functioning mill, so milling today at 1 o'clock.
Fantastic. Oh, brilliant.
Wow.
Oh, fantastic. Do you hear that?
No.
They actually mill some things at 1 o'clock, some of the grain.
This is the middle floor, and we've just got the workings of a mill here. So we have grindstones in these drums here. The other side of the wall then is where the water wheel is. So when that turns, it gets things working here. The lowest floor is where the flour is actually collected and sold them in the shop as whole meal flour.
Oh, wow. Well, they sell that in the shop here, do they?
Yes.
Oh, brilliant. Let's look for some of that before we go, won't we?
Mhm.
So these are the big mills. We'll go out to have a look at the water wheel as well now in a minute. As you can hear, the staff here are brilliant. They talk to you, they can speak in English and Welsh. So if you're a Welsh speaker, it's great. And they tell you about all the things in the building, and they're all really knowledgeable. We're just talking about all the different types of grain that they mill here and where it comes from. And we're talking about the building of a pub which was dismantled in Cardiff about 10 years ago, and it's been taken down and rebuilt brick by brick here. So we're going to pop over and see that later. We're going to walk down by here now and see the water mill, which is down by here. And like the man said, at 1 o'clock this will be in operation with the water mill running. There's the watermill there. And they'll actually be milling some actual grain here. So we're going to pop back and see that later, hopefully. These are the types of buildings they have here, dotted all around the place. This one is a post office in Blaenwain. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, my Welsh isn't great. And it shows you on a little plaque outside each building a little bit of history about them, and also where in Wales it came from. They've also got dotted around the place little shops, and some of them are actual working shops. Like over there they've got a small bakery where you can buy cakes and bread and things like that. So if you come here, it's brilliant to actually grab some on the way, because they're brilliant, and the food is really tasty. So we'll show you what we get there later, because we will hopefully go there as long as it's open. And they've also got over here a small shop which will go in, and also a sweet shop which sells all traditional sweets. So we're going to go in there as well. So first of all, we're going to head up to the small houses. Now these houses are really unique because they show different periods of history. So it's a row of terraced houses, and they show different periods. So they start off in the 1800s and they go all the way up to the 1980s, which is really cool. So you can see how the houses have changed over the years. So we're going to pop up to those houses now, and we'll show you some video of those. What is it?
Old couch.
An old couch.
An old chair.
And an old chair. So this is the first house you come into.
Ooh,
This is...
another chair.
Oh, cool. Where's the TV?
Nowhere.
Oh, they haven't got a TV. So this is the first house you come into. And we're going to go into the next one now.
Where's the TV?
And this is the next one. You can see not much has really changed in that time, except they got a little bit of cheese. And yeah, not really much has changed in that time. Got a table. Oh, there you go. So the first one was 1805, and this one is now 1850. What's that chair like? Looks like a much more comfy chair, doesn't it?
What's different in this house so much? So what have they got that's different? They've got ornaments and plates and mugs on the wall. They've got a kettle over there.
Ooh, and they got a fire.
Yeah.
So we're going to go into the next one now.
This is the kind of oven.
That is the oven, yeah. That was the oven and the heating, and that was everything.
Do you want to look at the bed and see if it looks
Oh look, they've got a bake stone down there.
Ah.
Down there they've got a bake stone to make Welsh cakes on.
We got one of those, haven't we?
We have.
Does it look any more comfy?
Okay, so we'll go into the next house, so we'll show you that.
Oh, look at that.
So the man outside said this is the 1895 house now, so you've got 1805, 1850 and
So
1895.
what's different about that one, Martha?
It got drawers.
And look at this down here, they've got irons.
Pillows.
That's where they used to iron their clothes.
And they've got nicer cups and saucers and plates. It's much nicer
Let's
than
look at
the...
the bed.
Yeah, they've got, oh, they've even got a clock as well. And also a small cage for the birds, because they used to take those down the mine with them. So they all used to keep the birds nice and safe. Well, until they took them down the mine. And then they have some nice furniture as well, and ornaments. And what's cool as well, they've also got the gardens as well. So you can not only see the houses, but you can see the gardens.
What do you think that is over there, Mark? See that on the wall?
And this is now the 1900s.
They have a cellar here now.
Oh yeah, a sewing machine and a radio and a gramophone as well to play their hip hop on and stuff like that.
And they have paintings on the wall.
Yeah, it's much more luxurious now, isn't it?
There's a sewing machine.
You've got the medals of some poor soul. And there's the picture. The path of duty was the way to glory. And we've got family pictures and things like that. And a much more fancier clock. So next up now, it's the 1940s or 50s, and they've got things like, you know, the shed and stuff like that. Oh, it looks like the 1940s one is closed for some reason. A shame, but in the 1940s one, it's like World War II themed and things like that. This is the fanciest one. So this is now the 1980s house.
A nice Sony TV and a light this time.
So this is familiar to me, being an 80s kid. Well, mid to late 80s anyway. And yeah, we can go through there. We'll go through there now. But this is like really familiar. I mean, I remember having TVs like that. And
you remember having fish and chips and peas?
Fish and chips and peas. And cups of tea.
Where's the lines around them?
And terrible ornaments. The lines are here on the floor to make sure you don't go anywhere else. So you can't sit on the sofas and things like that, because that's not a good thing to do, because you might break them and things like that. So you've got a lovely chest of drawers with all the glasses and stuff like that. And then we're going to go in the kitchen.
Martha said it's fun that there's a bath in the kitchen.
There's a bath in the kitchen. That is amazing. So back, because they had outdoor toilets out in these houses, because they were too small to have a bathroom, they used to fit the bathroom anywhere they could. So in here, it's in the kitchen, and they've got a little sink and things like that.
We have a little fridge.
Oh, look at the size of that microwave.
I know.
And they've got a nice stereo. A classic 80s looking oven. Now the doors, just so you know, in these houses, because they were built years and years ago, the doors are really low. So this is my head height here. So if I was to walk forward now, I'll probably end up with some kind of concussion. So bear that in mind. You've got to duck through the doors. You're okay, don't you? Now just taking some pictures. And then we go out and there's a pigeon loft. And over here now there is a prefab. So we're going to have a look in the prefab as well. So those are the houses, and like I said, they show you every kind of era. So it goes all the way from 1805 up until 1980, which is cool. So if you're a 1980s kid, you know, like me, you'll remember some of the stuff you see there, so it'll be quite familiar. So we're going to pop around now and have a look in the prefab. So let's have a look in the prefab. Let's hope it's open. Sometimes the buildings aren't open because they're either having refurbishment or something like that. So sometimes they aren't, but mostly they are. So this is the prefab, and this is from Cardiff. There it is on the map. And it says there, one prefab was made every 12 minutes during the war. So it shows how quickly they were put together. So you're going to pop into this prefab now and have a look. So this is obviously set up as it would have been back when the prefab was first built in the 1940s. And if you don't know, they were built to house people after the war, or who had their houses lost during bombing. Morning. Cool that is. Can you believe what they built one of these every 12 minutes? So that's the bedroom. And the bedrooms. They were all very, very basic.
I don't think it would take 12 minutes to move in though.
No. And the really cool thing is, these were still around, and they're still around now. There's still quite a few of these around. They are slowly getting rid of them all, which is a bit of a shame. But they were all built to be very easily and quickly built. And again, the staff here tell you all the stories about them. What is it? The bedroom, I know. It's not very big, is it? The museum curator told us if we go around the back of the prefab, we can go in and we can have a look at the kitchen, which you can't see from the main entrance to the house. Oh, look at that! And the man was saying that people were quite. It is. People were quite enamoured by these because they were they came from houses like we saw just now into a house, you know, where they had an outdoor toilet and all that kind of stuff, to one of these where they had hot and cold. Yeah, they got lots of things in here. So they came from, you know, these houses with an outdoor toilet to. There's loads in there. There is a plug. So so people came from houses without any plugs and indoor taps and things like that to these. So people were probably quite happy to come and live in these. Would you like to live in here?
Yeah.
I like all the built-in sinks and stuff. It's very retro-futury. I love it. So I think this is the old schoolhouse. We will go in. It's the old schoolhouse, and growing up in Cardiff, we used to come here on school trips. Yes. And we used to go and sit in the schoolhouse and have a lesson in a Victorian style. And the teacher used to threaten to cane you, and you could tell they liked it, especially if you were a little git. Hello.
We can go in a little bit there.
Oh wow, look at that.
There's a board, yeah. An abacus at the end, can you see?
Yeah, that's all the children, little children with lifestyles and more square area. They had to teach them how to count things like that.
That's good. So these are the little bits. You would have had a little one, and they're doing the big one.
This is the saddler's workshop, looks a bit ramshackle, a little bit rustic, shall we say. Nice in St Clair's. And now we're going to pop down. They've got a few cool things down here. They do have the little bakery which I showed you earlier on, which we're hoping is going to open today, so we can get some bar brith, which is like a Welsh tea cake, which you should really eat. And then we're going past the toll house here, but we're going to see if the little bakery's open to get a bar brith, which it looks like it is. It's just started to rain, and we just bought some. What did we buy?
Something out of the bakery. Bar brith.
Bar brith, and there it is. So it's a fruited tea loaf. So we're going to take that one home with us, but we've also bought some ready sliced as well, which is in there, and they put butter on it for you as well. The loaf is £3.50 a loaf. The slices are £1 each, which come with butter, and we also brought a little gingerbread man. So we're going to nom this now, and then we're going to move on to see some other houses. We just ate our bar brith, didn't we?
Yeah, and the gingerbread man.
What was best, gingerbread man or bar brith? Gingerbread man, what was your favourite?
I don't know. The bar brith was good, but the butter made it a bit different.
It does, it's real butter. So they
both of them. Because the gingerbread man was really nice and chewy, and it dissolves after a while. It was really nice. Actually, but the bar brith had too much butter on. I like both.
Oh, did you?
The bar brith had quite a bit of butter on. Yeah.
It was. They were generous with the butter, but I think that's a good thing. You can never have enough butter on things. Right, so we're now going to have a look in the Gwalia shop, but actually first we're going to pop to the sweet shop. So we've had our cake. Now we're going to round up our healthy diet with some sweets, and this shop, they sell loads of traditional sweets. So this is the place to come for all the traditional sweets. They do things like the sugar mice. Well, I'll show you in the window now. But they do sugar mice, they do lemon drops, pear drops, all that kind of stuff. And you buy it by weight in the old classic way. Shop lozin. So lozin is sweets in Welsh and shop is shop. So we're going to have a look. So you can fill a jar for £6, which isn't bad actually. So they're the kind of shops we've got. So now we're going to go in and buy some sweets, and then we'll show you what we bought. Right, just went in the sweet shop. We bought some pineapple rock and also some chewing nuts, and also 2 sticks of rock. We've got bubblegum flavour and fruit flavour. That's what we chose. So all that came to £3 something, which isn't too bad actually in the shop. Now because of lockdown, it's only one person allowed, and that's a time. And yeah, it's not a bad price, and it's really good. Strongly recommend going in there because they got some really classic sweets. So in the ironmonger shop, they have all of the they have the fudge and Welsh cakes here, and they also got loads of other Welsh foods as well, like jams and beer and things like that. So it's really cool in here. They've got cheeses. And this is the ironmongery shop. Next door is the Gwalior stores. You've got baskets and soap dishes and everything. So you name it, they've got it in here. So it's really cool. Oh, and pie birds.
I thought it might have been a lot quieter than this, but quite a few people here.
Yeah, I think it's meant to dry up later.
It's going to brighten up when I go home. I've been in since 8:30.
It's always the way, isn't it?
Well, I've been in since 8:30, so hopefully 12:30, 1 o'clock I get home, there's beautiful sunshine, and then I'm going down Barry Island.
Oh, lovely.
Anyways, there's only 5 minutes from my house anyway, so...
Cheers, thank you.
Take my friends and down there.
That'd be nice.
So all the staff, as you could hear, they're brilliant. They're all really friendly. So we just spent £4 on some cherry Bakewell fudge. We're a sucker for anything which is cherry flavoured. So we just bought that, and that was in, oh, there you go, cherry Bakewell fudge. Yes, most of our video is about food, but as you know from now, if you watch any of our other videos, that is generally what we do. And there's the Gwalior stores, and in the Gwalior stores, it's another shop. It's very much like just traditional things in there, like you know, pots, pans, stuff like that, which you can look at as well. The old-fashioned signs, which are really cool. They usually have a fair here. I'm not sure whether they haven't got it because of lockdown restrictions, but the fair is usually to the left of the shop, down by here in this land here. But I'm not sure whether they've got that, like I said. And there's a fish and chip place over by there as well. The fish and chip place? Yeah, I think that is new. I don't think that was there before. Now over here, if you heard the man in, or I'm not sure whether I recorded it, so sorry if I didn't, but the miller was talking about this, which is a pub which was in Cardiff called the Vulcan, and it was taken down. You can't go in this one. We'll go in this one over here though. And it was taken down brick by brick, and it's been rebuilt by here. Yeah, this one by here. This one's been, it was taken down. If you come and stand by here, you can see them rebuilding it all. Can you see them up there? And it was taken down brick by brick.
Dad, I meant go in that one.
We will go in that one, yeah. And that's what it looks like on the outside with all the tiles and things like that. And it's really cool because they're actually going to start selling beer here as well. It's either going to be Brains Beer, which is the Cardiff brewery, or they're going to try and see if they can brew their own beer here, which is even cooler. So that's what it looks like. And I remember this when it was actually still standing, so it'd be nice to see it when it's rebuilt and in a completely different place. So next we're going to go in the hall, which is over here. Because Martha really wants to go in the hall, don't you? So we're going to go in the hall by here, which I can't remember what it is now. So we're going to go in, have a look, and see what's in there. Oh, it's the Oakdale Workmen's Institute. Up there they've also got a cenotaph to commemorate the wars. So we'll have a look at that later as well, but probably won't get any footage of that, but we will come in here and have a look at the hall. This is the inside of the hall, or Workmen's Institute, sorry. And the great thing is everything here is really well themed, so it's always in period. And they've got a weird skittle pool table over there. Wouldn't know how to play that, but it looks interesting. This is the reading room. And over across there they've got a boardroom. A nice leather topped table. In the secretary's office. So this is the kind of stuff they have here, which is all nicely period. We're going to go and have a look at the tannery in a minute, where they used to make leather. And they've got the big ponds outside where they used to keep all the different treatments to make the leather with. And to the side of the tannery there is a cafe and shop which do sandwiches and cakes. So you can either bring a picnic, and there's loads and loads of picnic tables dotted around the place, or you can come to the cafe and have something. And as you've seen, there is no shortage of food places along here. There's absolutely loads of them. There's a sweet shop, a bakery, a general store, a cafe. So, you know, if you want to come here and spend a bit of money and buy some of the traditional foods, you can. Or you can bring a picnic. Either one is great because it's perfect for both.
I like
so,
the way they design the bins.
Yeah, the bins are all barrels. That's really cool.
That's where they probably keep rum.
Oh, what's this over here? So I haven't seen this building before, I don't think.
It's a bit of a pirate theme, the bins, because there's a hole in it for rum. Let's have a look in here.
This is a sawmill. That's the great thing about this museum, because there's so many buildings here, you will always, every time you come here, you will spot something new. Oh wow, I'd love to work in there, look at that. So it's a sawmill, that's where they used to get the logs, and they used to cut them into planks to make things like floorboards or joists or things like that for roofs.
Shark things at the back.
Yeah, shark things, yeah, they're saws. That's what they used to cut the wood.
Just like a farmer would do, they would deliver, or they would chop down trees and deliver to the sawmill.
That's right.
Like to make things like
Well, they can make
paper.
houses out of that.
They can make paper.
They could. There's lots of things you can make with wood, isn't there?
Uh-huh.
So this is the tannery. It's one of my favourite buildings, this one. Looks really cool. Like I said, they've got the pools or ponds, wherever they're called, vats.
Over there, then?
That's the chip shop over there. So over there.
No, that big.
Oh, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is there. If you know what that is, feel free to comment below. And that's where the chip shop is, over there, the white building. And then this is the tannery. I'm going to show you now the vats which they used to keep all the various treatments in, which is really cool.
They've also got high rope here. And also the good part about this one, you can go down a zip line at the end.
Yeah, so they also have a high ropes here, which you can go down. I'm not sure of the price. From what I can recall, I think it's about £12.
Yeah, I think it's
about 12 anyway, we think it is anyway. So that's a really good thing to have because it's in amongst the trees. And like we said just now, they've got a zip wire at the end which goes all the way through the trees along there. So we're now heading over to the gardens. They have some really nice gardens here, which is also next to a small lake. They've also got a boathouse and things like that here, which are really cool. That's the best place, in my opinion, for a picnic, is down by the lake. But keep that to yourselves. We don't want anybody down there, or everybody down there. Oh, there's the zip wire.
I think you just get off the edge and then you'll go down.
That's right. So we're going to head over to the gardens now and have a bit of a picnic.
These are the gardens, and they got cool ponds. And before you come into the gardens, it shows like a map, and like it shows you like a code, like G, whatever number. This is G8.
So the gardens here are really nice, with ponds. They usually have some ducks here, but I can't see any ducks today. But this is the best place for a picnic because it's the prettiest.
Probably they must have had a disease or something, and they had to take them to like a vet
No,
or something.
probably just flown away.
I think they found a nice bird table. They steal them in the bread off the bird table.
Which way are we going to go?
So we'll go up this way, up the little path by here.
Path?
Oh, path. So they do have some steps, but they're always quite steep. And then this is the house up there, which is St Fagans' house, which is, well, it might be called a castle, I think. Yeah, you're right. Like a man house / castle, and they've got nice gardens along there as well.
Look at these trees.
Oh wow, they're rose bushes.
I don't think it's really good for disabled though, because there's steps up here too.
There are other ways around.
So the gardens are really nice to walk around. They've got this bit which is the well, it's the kind of pagodas and stuff like that along here, with pots and things like that.
There's loads of lily pads down there.
There are loads of lily pads. We'll see if we can see them now, shall we?
There might be even frogs hiding in there.
Oh, there's definitely frogs here. Me and Mummy have come here before and seen tadpoles.
Oh, I think there's a couple, I think. Where? Can't see much. But you've been learning about
Oh,
frogs
there's
in
a
school.
goose over there.
Oh yeah, over there.
Yeah.
Where?
Over by the waterfall over there.
Master probably knows a lot about frogs, which she's been learning about them in school.
Oh. Frog expert. So these are the gardens. We'll show you some more bits of the gardens now. We just had some doves just fly over us. Because they do have a dove cote. Let's see if we get the doves up there.
Those are nice birds.
They're doves. Because they've got a dove cote along there.
There's two.
Oh yeah, 2 geese.
The population's starting to come up.
So we're going to go up to the main gardens now, where they've got a greenhouse and things like that. And we'll show you around there as well. We've now come to the gardens, and here throughout the year they grow different things. They, when we came here last, they had all pumpkins growing in here ready for Halloween.
And I saw a really big one.
They were really big, weren't they?
Yeah.
Some giant pumpkins. They have some greenhouses over here. There's no glass in them at the moment. But
I think they're still building them.
I think they're saving up the money to repair it, because I think this is partly funded by a charity as well. Well, partly funded by public donations as well, because they've got some donation points around the place. And there's some really interesting flowers here. Look like alien flowers.
They have glass in the toilet.
They do have some glass, but if you have a look, some of it is fallen down because it's quite old and the wood's a bit rotten in there. But these are the gardens now.
Oh, there's a donation.
They
put around by this new thing that they're building.
They did. So they have donation points to pop some money in to fund the projects. And this is the vinery. I think that's where it used to look like back in the day. So the smells around here are really nice. Good smell. They have some
pretty red flowers.
Foxgloves and I don't know what those are. If you know what those are, let us know.
Flowers in school. Foxgloves can be poisonous.
They can. Foxgloves are poisonous. But they have some forget-me-nots and I can smell lavender and some bluebells. Those bluebells are lovely.
Lavender is my favourite.
So these are the gardens now. As you can see, they're really nice. They've got loads of beautiful flowers here. The flowers are absolutely gorgeous. So I wish you could smell it because the smells are amazing around here. It smells so fresh.
And I just got a really big hint of lavender.
I can smell some lavender. I think I can see some lavender by there as well. Yeah. Now they also have some little walks along here. You can walk underneath the trees. And
also there's a big house that you can go in.
And there is a house you can go in, which is the museum. And they have kind of like a maze which you walk through, where you can see all the flowers. And there's some lavender there, which smelt amazing.
And look in the middle.
What's in the middle?
The water fountain.
Oh wow, look at this.
A nice noise.
It looks really cool. So that's the water fountain here.
Also, some people use it as a wishing well, but I can see a couple of coins.
Oh, we'll have to put some coins in there now then, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll make some wishes in the wishing fountain. But these are the gardens. Is there?
There's loads over here.
Oh, it's a family of bees over here. Our little friends.
Love the flowers.
Oh, loads of bees on there.
Oh.
Lots of bees
They
making honey.
They maybe making lots of money here with all the honey. Oh, cute.
So we're going to put some money in the fountain now and we're going to make our wishes. So we're now going to put some money in the wishing fountain. So pop it in and make a wish. Now we're going to pop into the museum, which I don't think is open. They've got a closed sign on it. So we're going to go around the front and we might make our way back to the mill in a minute to see if we can see the miller milling some wheat. Like I said earlier on in the video, what you want to do is try and
get there early so we can see better.
Yeah, if you ask the curators as you walk around, because it's like a living museum, they do have a miller here, a blacksmith here and things like that. And if you ask them, they'll tell you what time they're doing things, so you can pop back then and have a look at the stuff they do. Before we head back to the mill, the museum is actually open. We just couldn't find the entrance. Now the museum is actually in the main house, which you enter to the side of the gardens. So we're now going to enter the house. It's probably going to be quite dark in there, so if we get some footage we will, and we'll pop it in, and if not, we'll see you on the other side. Oh, it's a big fire. So this is inside the manor house or the castle. It's probably the same era with the ruff on the neck. Oh yeah, 1692.
Did you get that? 1694.
Well, that's very old, isn't it?
Wow, this is a big room. This must be a music room. Yeah. Actually, that's a record player.
It is an old record player, I think. It looks like a tuba though. It looks like it. That's what the music comes out of.
A clock. Fancy clock.
We got a harp as well.
A fancy clock.
There's a fancy clock, and the tapestries on the wall. Look.
And the ceiling.
Oh wow, the ceiling's really nice. So it's nice to actually come in and see how the other half used to live. Compared to the other houses around, it's a lot more luxurious, isn't it?
And also,
yeah.
There's another fire in sometimes in luxury houses. There's another house in here. Well,
oh yeah.
People,
Another fire, yeah.
Like luxury people can afford to have like a sofa, like on their windowsill.
They can.
It's really fancy to have that.
So the house is all like this. It's decorated. You can walk around and see all the different things. And you've got a nice staircase.
That's the daughter.
Is that the daughter, is it?
Could be. A big lamp.
There's a big lamp.
And a big chair.
So that's the house itself. Wasn't a huge amount to see. I'm not sure whether you can go upstairs in different times of the year. But that takes you back out to the garden. So, like I said earlier, we probably are now going to go back over to the
mill.
To see if we can see any grain getting milled. Now you can buy the flour, and it's available in the Gwalia shop. It's £3 a bag, and you can buy the actual grain that's milled here. So that's really cool. So if you want to make some bread or some cakes, or well, whatever you want out of it, really.
Welsh
you can.
Cakes would be good.
Welsh cakes would be good out of it.
You could dip it in the flour. And also a nice pattern along here.
It's very nice along here. So you get some lovely views along the garden.
There's a little statue over there.
There is. We're walking our way back to the mill.
And on the way we're going to stop at the Dovecote to have a little peek.
We are.
There's a couple on the top.
There's the Dovecote there. We saw the doves flow over a couple of seconds ago. Down that way there is a boathouse, and they've got like a, is it a coracle? Or the small Welsh boats.
Are you allowed to ride them?
You're not allowed to ride them, but they have a little pond and a little boathouse.
It's a shame you're not allowed to ride them.
Yeah, but they've got a little museum about coracles and the little Welsh boats and things like that.
Have a little waterfall here too.
There's a lovely little waterfall here.
You can see the water flowing past.
And then here's the Dovecote, which is really nice. Now they've got a textile mill around by here as well, so you can see weaving being done. Again, come here on a certain time and they'll have the weavers there. And there's the Dovecote with the doves on top.
Hi doves.
Hi doves. Isn't that nice? It is cute. Oh, there's the sign to tell you all about it. And this came from St Fagans. This is actually from here. So this was built here at the time. So the gardens are great. Again, you can come to this place for a picnic as well if you bring a picnic basket or a picnic blanket even. And now we're going to head back again, and we'll, if there's anything along the way, we'll film that. But like I said, there's a textile mill here to where they do tapestries, or not tapestries, they do rugs and blankets and things like that. You used to be able to buy them, I'm sure you still can. But also you can see them actually being made on a weaver. So again, ask the curators what time they do these things, and then they'll tell you, and you can pop back in your day and see them.
Anymore, but it always turns regardless of the use or not, because it's linked by belts to the wheels.
Oh, we see the belts, yeah.
And also the stone here will be interning as well.
What are the belts made out of? Is it leather, is it? Or?
The last one is leather, the main one is like a sort of canvas that's dipped in a sort of rubber.
Oh wow, can you hear it? Oh. Oh wow, look at that. Wow. Oh, you can feel the power, can't you?
Get ready for sale.
If you could feel this, you could feel the
Vibration
through the floor. So that's the controller on the wall there. So open up the wheel, and you can see the belts along there.
It's opening, it's still working, even though it's that old.
This is really cool.
Uh-huh.
The way you can feel it is amazing. It's amazing, this is all just controlled by the water. And then we've come downstairs now, and below, that's where the grain is coming through, or the flour is coming through. We're now going to pop outside and see the water wheel. And there's the bags of flour you can buy. Can you?
I'm still surprised it works after all these years.
I know, it's amazing. So we're going to pop outside and have a look now at the water wheel going around. So the miller was really nice. He told us that what time to come back. And he told us then to pop downstairs to see the grain coming through. And now we're going to go around and see the water wheel, where it's all powered from. If you do come, this is a must, because you actually feel it through your body as you go into the actual mill itself. You can actually feel the power of the water wheel going round.
And it's splashing a little bit.
It is splashing a little bit. So if you come, make sure you do speak to the miller and ask him what time he's going to be milling. We've now come to the farm, because they've got a small farm here. And a little pond. With some ducks. Or are they geese? Either big ducks or small geese. So we're going to walk around now and have a look at the farm itself. There might be chickens in there. Cooped up in there. Is there anything in there? No. So these are some geese. And like I said, because it's all kind of a work in progress, they constantly update it and they constantly maintain it. And because they're buildings which are hundreds and hundreds of years old, they sometimes need a bit of maintenance. And this one is undergoing maintenance. It's got some scaffolding around it.
More goose.
More goose. And that's the great thing about this place. Like I said earlier on, the more you walk around it, the more things you actually find. So just now we walked through the farm yard, where we saw some of the old machinery. We saw some hay, and now we're going to enter the farm building if it's open. Hopefully it is. Yeah, it is. Right, so let's go in the farm building and have a look. Well, so look at this farm building down here. Oh, it's quite a fancy farm. I wouldn't expect it to be this posh.
Look at that shiny.
It is very nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
They've got a record player over there as well. A nice fire. Oh. And then you're going to go over here and have a look at this one. So this is where they look. This is like the dining room. I think it's the dining room, this is, Mark. It's a very fancy farm.
Yeah, it is. They must have made lots of money.
They must have made lots of money.
So
the farm's a great one. There's a farm kitchen as well, which we'll have a look at in a second. No, that's the... Oh, sorry, we just looked in there. So we can have a look in the farm kitchen, are we? The farm kitchen over here. It is, look at this. That's lovely.
Yeah. Oh, there's an ironing thing.
The curator explained to us that this is the kitchen. That was more the dining room we went to. Jinx. We both said it at the same time. And it's a lovely kitchen. I'd like to work in that kitchen. Looks very nice.
And also, it looks like they're doing work on the farmhouse because there's scaffolding on it.
That's right, yeah. So we're going into the yard now. The curator just said it was a dairy farm back when it was a working farm, and they were quite a wealthy family. I think you could tell that by the quality of the... Oh, and there's the outdoor toilet. Yeah, there's a toilet there.
And lavender.
Oh, there's flowers here on lavender. Lovely. So they're quite a wealthy house, as you could probably tell by the quality of the furniture and the decor.
And the china.
And the china was very nice. Yeah. So I think that's it for today. I think we're going to start making our way back to the car now. I think we've seen most of the houses. So I think that's it for today. So just before we go now, we're going to leave through the little shop. And they've got cool little things here. Like rugs, pictures and marbles. And Sally Mally dolls. Some other nice Welsh things. And they've got fridge maggots and all the usual stuff.
Thanks for watching, comment and like, and don't forget to subscribe.
Bye everyone.